Good evening, everyone. My name is Chris Cooper, known as the Channel Guy Trader, and I'm reporting to you live from Wall Street Trading's Miami office down in sunny South Florida. Today's date is Tuesday, December the 10th, 2013, and here is today's After the Bell Market Summary video brought to you by wallstreettrading.com. I want to first start off by saying I hope you guys had a great trading day today. Definitely some decent action in the markets. We had some selling pressure that came into the markets around 7 o'clock, 7:30 or so, just around the time the Goldman store sales numbers came out. That's really when the market started getting some heavy selling pressure, and we felt that selling pressure throughout the day. The banks did shoot up a little bit on the open. We'll take a look at those financials here shortly. Again, before we get into the analysis here, make sure you go check out our website, wallstreettrading.com. If you like the market analysis that we have provided for you here today, make sure you like the video, share the videos with your websites or your trading family and friends, anybody that's interested in learning how to trade. And if you're interested in joining our proprietary trading group or taking our education course, you can contact me at ccooper at wallstreettrading.com, or you could contact us via the contact us button on the front side of the homepage in the upper right hand corner there. Aside from that, let's go ahead and get into the market analysis here. The Dow closed down 52.5 points. The Nasdaq closed down 8.25. The S&P 500 closed down 5.75. Taking a look at the breadth, we had 3,990 issues declining on the NYSE, Nasdaq, and the Amex. We had about 2,313 issues advancing on the NYSE, Nasdaq, and the Amex. Therefore, you can see breadth was a little bit in favor, more towards the bears. All right. So what took place today? Let's go ahead and take a look at the markets here. There's definitely some action to be had across the board. We did see some broad weakness in a couple of sectors, such as the utilities. We saw some weakness in the technology stocks, some weakness in some of the retail stores, some weakness in some of the oil and gas equipment services. The OIH is something that I want to make sure we take a look at today. Gold miners got a nice little bounce up. If you guys been following our video analysis here, we've been talking about watching the gold miners and the silver miners for a bounce. We also issued a nice alert on this one stock I'm going to bring up here before I go over the analysis. PAAS. I know I've been touting the horn on this one because I did some decent analysis on it before I gave it as a buy recommendation. Recommended it as a buy yesterday around 10:50. If you follow us on the Wall Street Trading Company page or on Stock Twits or Twitter, and it got up today, and now this thing's looking like it's getting ready to run up towards this pivot. If you want to see some more chart analysis that I did on it, you can check our company page out on Facebook, Wall Street Trading. If you like the page, make sure you follow that company page. All right, aside from that, let's go ahead and get back to the hardcore analysis here. We did have 243 issues making new highs, and we had 64 issues making new lows. So again, even though we did not blast out of the market today, we still had some positive breath and positive movement in a lot of stocks out there. So again, let's go and take a look at the markets here. The SPY, the S&P 500 ETF closed down 65 cents, closing at 180.75. We have a possible double top here from this recent action. We highlighted this yesterday, and so far today they sold that selling. They sold it against those highs there, against yesterday's high. Again, if we break down tomorrow, if we get some more selling pressure tomorrow, you want to watch this 180 level. That's going to be Friday's lows, which also is going to line up with this 20-day moving average. Really, until we start breaking and holding below the 20-day moving average, I'm not really interested in shorting any stocks. In our chat room, in our live chat room, mywallstreettv.com, which is growing, guys. Make sure you come check it out. We're focused on buying strong stocks on dips. When we start breaking below that 20-day moving average, and we start getting some consecutive closes below that 20-day moving average, we'll be looking to short rallies on some weak names. But right now, we're buying dips on strong names, and that looks to be working for us. So let's go ahead and take a look at the triple Q, the Nasdaq 100. Again, nothing has changed on the SPY. We're still watching that 180, 179 level. We're still watching this gap fill action that we have here around 179.40 or so. And resistance we're still watching here around this 180, 140, 181 half, call it. All right, the Nasdaq 100. Well, first of all, the ES, the S&P 500 futures. Same thing here. You can see it's having some trouble breaking past this 1810 level. All right, possible. Let's see here. Possible double top action is there as well, of course. Here, up move, down move, up move. They sold it a little bit today. So if we start making our way back down, I'm going to have a feeling this is a little short-term double top, and they're going to try to pull us back down towards the bottom of the range. And if that is in fact the case, if you're in our chat room, you will capitalize on that. Whether you're trading futures or whether you're trading options or whether you're trading key equity names, we will be on top of that. The guys in the trading room can vouch for that, as we've been doing pretty well over here. Nasdaq 100 ETF down 6 cents, pretty flat day here. Again, all these ugly dojis, a lot of indecision going on right now. I don't really think anybody's putting money to work in these names here. Let's take a look what Apple did today. Apple was flat, no action in Apple. Apple was down 0.16%. We had some weakness in Microsoft, down 1.5%. We had some weakness in Oracle, down 2.25%. Some weakness in TDC, which is one stock that we're going to take a look at here shortly. So the action on the triple Qs going forward, as long as it can hold above this 86 area, we still think they're going to be buying against this rising 20-day moving average all the way down here, but more or less against this rising short-term moving averages on the 8 and the 5 EMA around 85.97 and around this 85.70 area. All right, so until we break this little short-term uptrend, continue to buy the dips until it doesn't work anymore in those key names. IWM, the Russell 2000. Actually, I want to take a look at my proprietary channel analysis on the Nasdaq futures. I haven't had a chance to look at this in a while. I haven't looked at it in a while, and so far it's looking pretty good. If you guys been watching these videos, you guys remember this chart here. Looks like we had another setup for a little channel trade right here from this little range. You can see that broke out, the back test held right here and up to the races. So yeah, I'm definitely going to be looking at this chart again tonight, see what analysis and what forecast the levels this thing's showing us on the Nasdaq futures. In any case, the IWM showed some relative weakness today. It's down close to 1%, down $1.02. You can see how it is not. It's been having trouble breaking its way back up, making its way back up towards 114. You can see we closed right below that 50% moving that 50% trend line from the big channel that we have right here. You guys see the dash 50% trend line, and we closed right on top of this prior resistance, which is trying to act as support in this area. If we break below today's lows, look for a move back down towards Thursday's lows, or I would say 111 and then Thursday's lows. But the Russell 2000 definitely has been showing some relative weakness on an intraday basis for the past 3 days, which is something that we've been noticing over here on our end. The DIA, the Dow Jones ETF, closed down 51 cents, 0.32%. This one's still looking in good shape because you had a breakout of this big channel range, breakout, back test held, and now we're watching to see if it's going to hold this little pivot low right here and try to go back up towards these highs. If not, this could possibly be a lower high that we have to be cautious about. And you can see this thing's right at the 20-day moving average here, trying to hold that as support. So we'll see how that goes. Let's go and take a look at the VIX. VIX did have a nice little bounce today, up 3%, holding this 1350 level here. If we start holding a bid above 1350 in the volatility index on the VIX here, we're going to be looking at possibly looking at shorting some swing trades in some key names that are weak. I'm already starting to see some weak sectors out that are starting to shape up by the markets here at these highs, and I'm going to go over some of those stocks today. So the VIX looks like it's got a nice little bounce today. That's fine, nothing too big to worry about there. Dollar futures again making lows, guys. So far we're right on our dollar call. This weekend on Saturday, well, this past weekend on Saturday, I had a meet up here at the Miami office, and I told those guys there watch a dollar, because if the dollar gets a move down at the start of the week, we could see some more selling in the dollar, some buying in the euro, and we could see possibly some people buying gold for the fact that this next move down in the dollar will be the next momentum move, and that momentum is probably going to bring some fear into the markets and bring some people looking to buy gold, not only because the market could sell off or something, or but also because it's pretty much a safe haven play, and well, not only because the dollar is selling off, and you have those people that are looking there for the weak dollar buy hard asset trade, but you also have the people looking to buy the gold because the dollar is selling off, and they're looking for that next momentum leg down. So you're gonna have some people that are buying gold because of that. Either way, analysis so far is working out pretty good for us here. The dollar's making its way down For you guys that trade the Euro futures, the 6E contract, or for some of you guys that trade currency out there, that trade the Forex spot, you can see we talked about watching the Euro for a buy right over this 363 level, and that's panning out, and we're looking for the Euro to go up here and attempt to break out above these highs. We'll see how it plays out. So far, so good, according to plan. And what is all this action in the currencies causing in the commodity space? Well, let's go ahead and take a look at gold. Gold futures here, up $27.10, up 2.25% just about. All right, we talked about everybody that was short last week versus last Monday's sell bar high. Pretty much once they got this big wide range sell bar to the downside out of this 2 week or 1.5 week consolidation, you would have expected to see some nice little fall to the downside, but guess what? That did not happen. And if you were somebody that got short thinking you were going to get short for another swing trade down, well, once you saw this choppy action take place the next couple days after, you should have been worried about, okay, maybe trying to short when I should have been short right here, or I should have been short right here, you know. In any case, gold's doing exactly what we expected. It's going up. We broke this little short-term downtrend right here, this little downward channel, and we'll be looking for gold to continue to make its way higher, back up towards this 1290, 1300 area. As long as it can hold above 1253, look for that next target. And it's going to take a look at those gold miners, starting off with the GDX, just a good way to look at the broad market for the gold mining sector. And gold miners, if we get back above this pivot right here, 1221, anybody that got short below that pivot, they're going to be in a losing position. And this could, in fact, be a little shakeout. All this recent price action for the past 2.5 weeks, I would definitely keep an eye on the GDX, because if gold bounces, this is going to bounce right here just because it's so oversold. You can also make this draw this little trend line from these lower pivot highs, and you can see a little short-term target could be up here towards this 23.5 area, which would also line up with the declining 50-day exponential and simple moving average. Keep an eye on those gold miners. A couple names you can take a look at. Newmont Mining definitely showed some relative strength in that sector, in that space today. All right, gapped up, and sorry, not Newmont Mining, but Newmont Mining bounced above these moving averages, gapped up. You want to see if it can hold above 24. Let's see, AEM, I believe, was one that showed some relative strength today. Yeah, AEM gapped up, had some nice follow through. Look for this one to break out over 28 and have some more continuation. This name did break and close above the declining trend line right there. You can also take a look at PAAS, which I just discussed here one more time. This is a silver miner, though not a gold miner. Pays a decent dividend. Look for this one to break out and start making its way possibly towards the next little pivot level right here from the lower highs that it's been putting in. Broke the downtrend, traded sideways. Nice little accumulation zone right here. Look for this one to make a big move. Volume is picking up near the bottom of the chart. 3 consecutive higher closes, folks. All right, let's see. GG. A name that a lot of people usually run to when they're looking to play the gold miners. This name popped up today but did not close on its highs. However, as long as it can hold above 2150, look for this thing to start building out a base right here. The same way that PAAS did. Some of these gold mining names that are starting to find some short-term support, they may need to trade sideways a bit before they really try to make a move out of this little area down here. Keep that in mind. What else? All right, so went over the gold. Let's go ahead and take a look at silver. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at silver. Again, guys, if you like the videos, please like and share the videos. Now, silver is showing me something a little bit interesting here, and that's why I think if the metals do start to get a bounce, you want to focus on silver. Take a look at this, guys. Silver came down to this little demand zone. It's getting bought up, and now silver is coming into one of my proprietary channel levels here. Let me bring up a two-year daily chart. You can see here what I got going on. Taking this trend line from this little recent pivot high we had right here to these little pivot highs we had right here. Pivot high, lower pivot highs, those are. Now for the most recent action, okay, you can see back here this little trend line from my big channel, my 50% trend line. You can see it was acting as resistance. That gave us a nice little descending triangle breakdown. We broke down, we traded in the range. We got back above the 2050 level. We rallied back up to the top of the channel. Got rejected, topping tail came back in. Now I want to show you guys what's going on with the silver. It's in a nice little downward channel right here that many people would not see. All right, or if they do see it, they don't see where the relevance of this trend line and where it's coming from. All right, but in any case, we have a nice little up move, little downward channel in silver. If silver can break above 21 and really get some traction, and then take out 22 and take out this 23, this thing can really get going. But just think about this. This is like a up move, a little downward bullish channel. Keep an eye on silver if it breaks out over 21, guys. This thing's been showing some relative strength to gold in the short term. And if you guys watch these metals every day, you guys should be recognizing that as well. So what trades can you take? Another silver mining stock to take a look at is SLW, which was up 67 cents today. 67 cents today and up 3.25%. And it's trying to break this little downtrend line. Well, it broke this little downtrend line from this little pivot high right here. Next little downtrend line it needs to break is going to be from this little pivot high right there. And if that's in fact the target, you're going to be looking at this thing at 22 in the next couple days or weeks here. Let's see what else. All right, so some stocks to watch. I went over the commodities. No, I did not go over crude oil. So I want to see what the action is looking like over there. And all right, let's see here. So crude oil up 1.25% today, a little over 1.25%. Our $98 target got hit, and the next level that we'll be looking for crude oil to go to would be here towards 101. All right, let's make sure we pay attention because 101 was the big consolidation that we had right here before we broke down. So that's most likely going to be able to give us a move towards that area for like a little back test. And if we back test and we hold above it, then we'll be looking for crude oil to make its way towards 104. If we back test in that level from this prior support, now resistance holds as resistance, we'll be looking for a move back down towards 98. We'll see how it plays out, but so far crude oil is looking good, and this was another idea or a trade idea or market timing, which is what we're pretty good at for the crude space, as we were saying it was a buy down here around these 94s. So keep an eye on that. However, crude's going up. We're seeing some weakness in some of these energy names. If you take a look at the OIH, the OIH was down 1% today. It's it's closed below the rising 100-day simple and exponential moving average, and the next support really isn't down here until about, let's see, 46, say 75 or so, 46.80. So we'll see. Prior resistance broke out, so now support. So if this 46.90 holds, that would be a good area to pick up some OIH or take a look at some of those oil drillers. However, if it does not hold, we'll be looking for this thing to start making its way back down towards the 200-day moving average. So what are some names that are trading weak like this OIH? We'll take a look at DO. DO, you can see the chart is moving from the upper left of the screen to the bottom right of the screen. So that's a quick, simple way to say, okay, the stock is definitely not a stock that is in an uptrend. All right, and it's making new, let's see, making new 52-week lows. Looks like the stock wants to trade to 56, if you ask me, which is some support from back here in June. That will be the next level to watch on it. So 56 looks like a potential target on this trade. And again, the downtrend still intact here. So you got, let's see, you got this little downtrend line right here. You have a slight little accelerated downtrend line right there. All right. Let's go and take a look at RIG. We're going to take a look at some of these key stocks here in a second, guys. RIG, nice little move up from the earnings, pulling back to the 200-day moving average. Keep an eye on this name. I don't want to short it. I want to see if some bids come in. If it goes a little bit lower, we're going to be looking to see if there's some buyers down there. Halliburton, a stock in this sector that was showing some relative strength, but looks like it's going to get knocked back down from this little triple top area from the monthly time frame. You can see they've been selling that triple top on the monthly, and the stock's coming back down. An area that you want to watch for to catch support, or you should be able to catch an easy scalp off this 48 level. Support down here, support down here. That should be an area where if it flashes through 48, when you get that extreme, extreme price movement away from the moving averages on the intraday time frames, and you get a reversal candle, look to buy that move and hopefully look for a move back over 48. But we'll see how it trades when it gets towards that level, as we'll definitely be looking to take that trade around those prices. So let's go and talk about some key stocks I know you guys want to look at. Goldman Sachs, all right? These banks just shot up right out the gate on the open. Goldman Sachs, guys, making its way towards the top of our channel, all right? Which, as you guys can see here, it's been trading in this nice little range. And we've been telling you all, if it can hold above the 50% trend line, which it has been doing, you want to be looking to buy dips. And one way or another, it's going to try to make its way to touch that top of the channel, almost did today, but they sold it right back down. Continue to watch the banks, as again, the fact that the market gapped down today and that the banks shot up pretty aggressively on the open shows you that people are definitely looking to put some money to work in these financial names. So you want to put them on your radar and keep them on track. Bank of America, held in there pretty steady today, flat, still looks pretty good. I don't really see any momentum opportunities right here at the moment, but again, mainly the base right here against this 20-day moving average. Citigroup showed some relative weakness to the financials today, along with Wells Fargo. Citigroup, I would say keep an eye on this 51 level, which is the most little recent pivot from the run up. All right, little topping tail from today's action right there. And then I want to take a look at JP Morgan. JP Morgan closed up a little over 0.25% today, and looking pretty decent still on this 20-day moving average. So technology stocks, we looked at Apple, Amazon traded pretty well today, up $2.89, up 1%, closed near its highs. Looks like it's getting ready to make a move back up towards those highs. We'll be watching Amazon tomorrow. Let me go ahead and make sure I set my alert. But Amazon definitely looks good. Yahoo, nice breakout today in Yahoo. The stock was up over close to 3.5%. And people that are along this name, they're working their stop, I'm assuming, off of this little most recent pivot low that it made right here before it shot up today, which would be yesterday, Monday's low. Okay, so the weekly low they're most likely using as a stop, and they're probably going to be expecting the stock to close on its highs by Friday, the high of the week on Friday. So we'll see how that plays out. Yahoo, definitely some momentum there. You can tell by these wide range bars and these big volume spikes that are coming in down here. A lot of people looking to play Yahoo. Got a dog stock for you guys that you guys might like. BlackBerry. Uh, Definitely, I'm not sure if any news came out on the name today. I'm pretty sure it did. But you can see here, the stock had some heavy buying pressure that came in around 11:30. Let's take a look at the 5 minute. And yeah, so you had some buyers came in. Well, actually, wait a second. Some buyers came in against this 545 level, rallied up, pulled back in, and once it triggered over this 5.6, that's when momentum really came in, and then volume came in pretty heavy around around 3:30. So keep an eye on BlackBerry. Definitely, you're gonna have those HFTs and those traders that like to trade these little small stocks with huge size. You're gonna have those players in the stock. So keep an eye on BlackBerry. Now that looks like it had a nice little volume spike. You can see it hasn't had that much volume uh, since back here on November the 4th. All right, let's see what else we got for you guys here. Morgan Stanley, I forgot to talk about that bank. Again, we're seeing some bullish action here. Morgan Stanley, uptrend channel, still above the 50% trend line. This could be a viable dip against that 50. Look for a move back up. We'll see how that plays out. We're seeing some bullish action in the Chinese stocks. Baidu up 4.5% today. Big breakout here. We've been talking about looking for Baidu for a breakout. You can see it has a nice little move right here with 160. Possible inverted head and shoulders. Right here, little down move up, matching resistance in this little area. Broke out today, decent volume, and the volume trend down there is picking up now. I like the Baidu. If you're watching Baidu, you want to make sure you watch Sina. Sohu. Sina was up 6.75%. Nice wide range bar, held at 75 level. Let me go ahead and move this down. So support at 75, resistance at 85. Looking for it to go back up there towards the 85 area. You also want to watch Sohu. You also want to watch CTRP. All right, Sohu. You can see that one's trying to catch up with some momentum there. CTRP. I looked at this one. I looked at this name intraday today, and it had a nice chart on it. CTRP. Nice little breakout there from its 2-week resistance. Look for the stock to have some follow through tomorrow. A break over 50 and a close would be nice, as that is this little resistance in this little area right here. Okay, and then Cree. It's another Chinese semiconductor stock. Let me see how this did today. Pretty quiet, not really any action over there really. Yelp, bullish action in Yelp. YELP. This one, nice little downward bullish channel. Look for this name to break out. Want to see that volume spike up. Volume patterns letting us know that we should see some volume start to pick up this name going in towards the end of the year here. Seeing some bullish action in the coal names. CNX had a decent day today. Up 2.25%. Definitely some nice follow through from yesterday's action. Actually gives you more conviction that it's going higher today. A&R pulled back from yesterday's close. Uh, keep an eye on this name here. May want to come back and chop around before it really tries to get a momentum move up. You have WLT, which is another good trading coal stock that did not have any follow through today. Had a little pullback down 3% today. Keep an eye on this name if it gets back above 1650. And then BTU, which is another name in that space that didn't do much. Utilities sold off today. I had a lot of stuff to cover here. Sorry about that. XLU, all of these utilities were weak today. In general, this thing is just trading in a big range. I think that if the markets look like they could go higher, that people will start selling utilities and putting that money to work in technology stocks, which have more growth potential than some of these dividends, at least for the for at least the time that you're holding it. And keep an eye on it. This could be a bear flag shaping up right here. And if utilities sell off, that money has to go to work in another sector, and we're going to be looking for that rotation. DBC. Remember, this one had a little head and shoulders pattern on it that if we continue to hold above this neckline, all right, we'll be looking for the scene to start going back up towards the right shoulder. And if that's the case, we're going to be looking at some commodity stocks, which a couple of them are shaping up out there. See some energy. One energy net that I like is RRC. RRC's got this little big range right here. If this stock could break out of this big range over 82.54 and hold, this thing can have a nice move higher. Monthly chart looks good. Weekly chart looks good. The sector, they're in the natural gas energy space. That looks good. They pay a little dividend. And so far, this stock has been dead for the past 1, 2, 3, 4 quarters here. So we'll see how this one moves. If it breaks out, though, definitely keep an eye on it. Let's see if any call options being bought on this name here. I'm seeing some bullish action on the 87 half strike. Did some decent volume today. All right, so 87 half strike seems a decent volume there for the January 87 halves. And let's see what this is here. Yeah, January 87 halves. We had a buy right there. We'll see. Keep an eye on it though. Aside from that, folks, I could have a talk for the whole day here, but I want to make sure I end the video out. I do want to follow with one more stock, which is DE, which I told you guys here. If the stock triggers above today's highs, you're going to have a big breakout. Again, the stock just broke out of this range and had some nice follow through today, guys. Again, have a great day. If you're interested in taking our education course, contact me or contact us via the website. If you're interested in joining our proprietary trading forum, contact us the same way. And have a great day, folks. Cheers.